Hello, hello. Melanie here. I am back with another edition of Moves with Melanie off the mat. And today we are going to be talking about mindful eating. So at the time of this recording, it's the month of March, and March is National Nutrition Month. So that's why I'm coming to you from my kitchen. So a lot of the times when you're thinking about food in the wellness space, much of the emphasis is placed upon what you eat. So fruits, vegetables, proteins, carbohydrates, how much of it, when to eat it, how often to eat it. You know, it's a lot about your diet, restricting, adding calories, things like that. Mindful eating allows us to savor the task at hand by focusing on what you're doing, eating. Think about Thanksgiving Day. When you sit down to the table and you've got that spread of food and you take that first bite of turkey, macaroni and cheese, pie, and you just close your eyes and you let the flavors go all the way down from your mouth, through your throat, through your heart, into your stomach, and it just brings a warm smile of satisfaction to your face. You think about the butter, you think about the cinnamon, you think about all the spices and just the love and the care and the energy that went into preparing the meal that you're consuming. Well, mindful eating allows you to take that experience that you have on Thanksgiving Day and incorporate it into just about every meal that you have. By focusing on the task at hand, eating, and minimizing your distractions, you're able to further enjoy the experience and notice things about the meal and your food choices and yourself that you may not have paid attention to before. So how do we mindfully eat? Well, the first thing you have to do is minimize your distractions. How often, when you sit down to eat, do you have your phone in your hand, your TV remote in your hand, you got your laptop in front of you because you're eating at your desk at work, reading a book, trying to check your child's homework, and next thing you know, your food is gone, you got a stomachache because you ate it too fast, and you gotta go get some Tums to cure the indigestion. Mindful eating wants you to get rid of all those distractions and give yourself about 15-20 minutes to just focus on what you're doing, enjoying your meal. So what I recommend doing is taking your phone, flipping it over, placing it off to the side, maybe putting some nice soothing music on, place your books off to the side, and just really center into the task of eating. Much like you would do when you're working out and you want to put on your headphones, or you're walking down the street and again, you have your headphones on and you just have that moment to yourself. Same concept. Drown out all the outside noise and pay attention to what's on your plate and really enjoy the meal at hand. Second, you want to eat slowly and enjoy the flavors. So this means thoroughly chewing your food, not chew, 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 swallow, drink, 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 swallow. No. Chew it thoroughly. So maybe anywhere between 10, 15, 20, 25 chews so you can really break down the food particles into morsels, experience all the flavors, and properly digest what you're consuming. Thirdly, pay attention to when you're hungry and when you're full. I already kind of mentioned it before, but a lot of times we're eating out of habit, out of practice. Oh, it's 12 or 12:30, time to eat some lunch. Oh, it's 6 or 6:30, I gotta eat something before I go to bed. Oh my gosh, it's been a really hard long day. I'm gonna go into the cabinet and I'm gonna snack on some popcorn or whatever just because this is what I do when I'm stressed. Are you actually hungry at that time, or are you doing it because you're stressed? I know for myself, when I was in pharmacy school, they trained us to eat every day between 12 and 1. And so a lot of the times when 12 o'clock hits, and I'm like Pavlov's dog, and I just go straight to the kitchen and get something to eat. And sometimes I'm not even hungry because I'm still full from breakfast because I may have had a later breakfast, but it's 12 o'clock and I gotta eat. But mindful eating kind of takes that out of the equation and says, pay attention to when you're hungry and when you're full. Are you eating because it's just out of habit, you're stress eating, you're anxious, or are you actually hungry? And on the flip side, stop eating when you're full. And lastly, in regards to how do we mindfully eat, recognize that this is a practice, it's a process, and practice gratitude for yourself and for those that prepared the meal at hand. That's kind of self-explanatory. I mean, mindful eating, this is the concept, this is the practice, so it's gonna take time learning how to recognize when you're hungry and when you're full, thoroughly chewing your food, putting the phone off to the side, turning the TV off, and not having the computer in front of you. All of this is gonna be habit building, habit stacking. That's gonna take some time. So be gentle with yourself, but know that you're eventually gonna get to where you want to be. So we've talked about the how, but what are the benefits of mindful eating? Well, the first thing would be that it improves your digestion. When you're chewing your food more slowly, when you're taking time to enjoy the flavor, and you're recognizing when you're hungry and when you're full, your body responds better to that. It's able to better digest and metabolize the food you consume versus having something sitting in your stomach as a lump because you ate it too fast. So improved digestion. Secondly, it brings about an increased self-awareness. Like I said before, you're paying attention to when you're hungry and when you're full, whether or not you're eating because you're stressed out or anxious. So it brings about more of a self-awareness, not just in regards to meals, but this idea of self-awareness can be carried off into other areas of your life. And lastly, mindful eating can lead to improved body image because you're taking the time to pay attention to when you're hungry, chewing your food thoroughly. This is going to lead to a craving in things that are going to be more satiating, more filling, more fulling. You will naturally start to crave the more nutrient-dense foods, and that's going to lead to healthier eating and body image overall. So I hope this little overview of mindful eating was helpful. Next time you sit down, place your phone off to the side, turn off the TV, put the book, the computer away, and just give yourself 15-20 minutes to just really enjoy what's in front of you. Recognize when you're hungry, recognize when you're full, chew the food thoroughly, and savor the flavor. To learn more about mindful eating and to read the full blog on the topic, you can visit my website, mymoveswithmelanie.com. You can also schedule a complimentary consultation with me to learn how we can work together to help you achieve your health and wellness goals.